I would like to ask the Treasury Minister whether he is seeking for the island to be included within a flood reinsurance scheme or similar to assist flood victims who can no longer obtain flood insurance cover, and if he will make a statement.
On the Treasury Minister to reply.
Deputy President, as honourable members may be aware, the UK has a flood reinsurance scheme called Flood RE, and the details of how the scheme works can be found on their website. The website states that in the UK, most of the costs of this scheme are covered by the home insurance industry through a fixed premium for each flood risk accepted by the scheme and an annual levy from each participating insurer. These two processes provide a total contribution of £180 million per annum to fund the scheme. To provide this scheme, it is likely that the insurer's contributions will be raised via a premium loading on all household policies the insurers issue, whether they sit within a flood risk area or not. In a small jurisdiction such as ours, such a course of action could bring with it increased costs for all households on the island. So whilst I can confirm that the Treasury is currently considering what options are available to assist with the availability of flood insurance, including looking very carefully at Flood RE, it is an area where we must consider the implications very carefully. I must also remind members that the planned flood prevention works for Laxey are intended to reduce the future risk of flooding in the area, and I would expect that this to be taken into account by the insurers in assessing their premiums. As soon as we have completed our inquiries and I have any further information, I will of course seek to update members accordingly.
Supplementary question, Mrs. Caine.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy President. I thank the Treasury Minister for that detailed answer. And I have just a couple of queries to add to that. Is he aware when Isle of Man households currently pay their household insurance, they generally tend to be the same insurers perhaps that are running schemes in the UK. So is there a possibility that Isle of Man households could be contributing to Flood RE at present with that premium charged? And does he feel that would necessarily be a bad thing for the Isle of Man to have that fallback for the people who can no longer obtain flood insurance? Because it's not only the people who have been flooded. When people's renewals come up in the next 12 months, there is a serious risk for people in the postcode of Lower Laxey, IM47, that they will not be able to get flood insurance. So is there any possibility that Treasury will in some way be able to underwrite that for those households who are affected?
Treasury Minister.
The honourable member raises a very valid point, and I am, and Treasury is just trying to seek to understand whether in fact Isle of Man households are already caught up in the Flood RE scheme. As the honourable member appreciates, getting this information isn't always that easy. I do have various meetings scheduled to try and understand this further, and clearly if it does emerge that we are already paying, then we do need to lobby to be included properly in the scheme. But these things do take some time. We are regarding it as a matter of urgency, honourable member, and of course as soon as I can get some clarification, then I will keep you updated, and I obviously would welcome any correspondence at some point in the future should you wish to inquire as to progress. Once we actually understand that framework, then we will be in a position to make any further decisions as necessary in terms of looking at how the insurance industry can support those who are potentially more exposed to flood risk.